ask some questions, get to know their situation, figure out what's going on, play the mirror game a couple times, cover your mouth up a few times, right? Get them talking, get them understand their situation, what's important to them, how much they care about their family. Boom. You know all that? You can go into the presentation and be like, since you care so much about your family and you don't want them to have to come out of pocket, be in a bad situation if anything happens to you, XYZ, boom, 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 boom. This product looks like it's going to fall in alignment with all of those things that you just mentioned over the last 25 minutes, right? And so by asking those questions, gathering that info, I have more like firepower in the presentation. It makes it mean more to them than just, here's option one, it's going to cost this much. Here's option two, it's going to cost this much. Which one? They're like, it's not a big deal. I'm cool. We're going to get them, build that emotional value to the products, right? I'm going to tie all that in. I know I'm mentioning a lot of things. And if you're on the newer end, like you might go back and watch this a couple times and it might make more sense as you go. And every training you get on, it'll make more sense and make more sense and make more sense. But what I'm saying for the most part, on the most basic level, is don't overspeak as a salesperson. Like there's nothing worse. I don't know if you guys know anybody that talks a lot and you're just like, man, this guy is speaking so much. Like, gosh, like this is a lot. You know what I mean? Like, you don't want to be that guy. And that guy is the salesperson most of the time. They're just like over explaining everything, all the details, but it's got to be questions. We got to lead with questions. The more questions we ask, the more they talk, the more important they feel, the better they feel about themselves. If you guys have read How to Win Friends and Influence People, in that book, they talk so much about why people love talking. They want to feel important, be the center of attention. They want to hear their own name. They want to be asked questions. People don't want to be talked at, right? And so even, not going to go down that rabbit hole. It's really important for us to not overspeak. It's really important for us to not overspeak during the script. We lead with questions. That means that they're going to do a lot of talking. We won't overspeak. If we do a little bit of mirroring, back off and like cover our mouth here and there, and they start getting into their issues and their problems. And I'm not just like, if someone's like, yeah, like I just want to make sure my kids aren't left to come out of pocket. And I'm just like, okay, and do you have anything in place for that right now? And like I just buzz over it. And they're like, man, that was like an important thing to me. Like I gotta ask, I gotta identify and then ask those extra questions when it's time. Okay. So again, if you guys are newer and you're like, man, I don't even know what this dude's talking about, like watch a couple trainings that are in the portal, like go through the VT again. You're going to watch this one again. And this has mainly been tailored to the final expense conversations, but it works in anything. It works in selling mortgage protection. It'll work in communicating with people and like becoming more likable. You know what I mean? Do you guys know the story of Charles Schwab? I think he worked for Andrew Carnegie and he was the highest paid, and correct me if I'm wrong, I know some people are shaking their heads. He's the highest paid person in the United States. I think he was the first person that got paid 7 figures a year because he was the most agreeable person like on the planet. Like he was so good with people, and people said that he just got along with, he was like a chameleon, man. He just got along with everybody. And he earned a 7 figure salary. He's like the first person to earn a salary from a business owner. Like Rockefeller and all those guys were making, Henry Ford, Edison, like they're all making tons and tons and tons of money, but no one was getting paid 7 figures a year in like 1920s, 1930s, 1940s, right? 1910s. And he was the first person because of how agreeable he was, because of how good he was with people, because everybody that talked to him loved him. And he wasn't out there telling everybody about him. He was out there asking questions about other people, getting other people to talk.